Good morning.
Good morning to you.
So have you ever looked out of the window and thought, what a nice day for a nice, safe, relaxing, slow ride, enjoy the scenery, enjoy what's going on around you, and just get out on the bike for a little bit. And then all of a sudden this happens. Sadly, it happens all too often. Not the screaming cowboy, I mean, but you get overexcited, you're on a beautiful stretch of road, and the bike takes over. It's not our fault, certainly not my fault, it's the bike. But people don't get it, they think that it's our fault, they think we have control. We don't. So recently I did a video about bikes that I'm interested in purchasing later in the year, and one of those bikes was a Royal Enfield Himalayan. So I am on my way down to Gillingham in Dorset to visit Motocorsa, who are a MV Augusta, Royal Enfield, KTM, I think possibly Ducati, I'm not sure, they've certainly got a lot of Ducatis in there. They're dealers for those brands, and they're going to allow me to test ride a Royal Enfield Himalayan today, because it would be nice to have a bike that doesn't tell you what to do when you're out riding, because sadly this VTR does wear the pants in the relationship, and my license is too important to me. Like other options in the garage, in the stable, for those days when I just want to ride leisurely. So I'm on the last stretch now down into Dorset. The next time you see me, hopefully, I'll be throwing my leg over a Royal Enfield Himalayan and see what the fuss is about. And as if by magic, here we are, riding the Royal Enfield Himalayan. Now let's get this out of the open. I'm not a little Dutch girl. You may be surprised to know that, but if you like watching little Dutch girls, no, that came out wrong. If you follow Itchy Boots, you'll know that Itchy Boots took one of these bikes around some of the most inhospitable parts of the world with very few, if any, problems. And that says a lot for A, the build quality, and B, the ease that you can ride one of these, the comfort. So I wanted to see what it was all about. This is high on my list of what I want towards the end of this year, and I just had to try one. A brand new one of these is only £4,699 on the road, and if you want the adventure pack, which includes the rear luggage, the racks, the bars on the front, crash bars, and also the handlebar support thing, whatever that's for, I don't know what it does. That all comes, and that's £500 for the entire pack. So first impressions, I absolutely love it. It is so comfortable. I've got off my VTR, which is, you know, a lot of people say not a sports bike, but it is quite a sporty riding position. But I've just jumped off it onto this. This feels like your favourite armchair. It's light. It feels like it takes no effort to move this bike, and it doesn't. It's not actually a heavy bike, it's quite a light bike. Must just remember it's only got 5 gears. I was looking for 6 then. I probably don't need it, but what I would say is I'm comfortably doing 50 miles an hour now, and it's been little effort and no hardship getting there. A lot of people complain about the lack of performance, the lack of power, and I'm not going to fill your head full of numbers and figures. What I will tell you is it doesn't feel like it's short of power, it just feels like it does what it's supposed to do. This is a dreamy bike. It doesn't feel small. I was concerned that it might feel small on the road. It doesn't. My arms are actually quite well stretched out and spaced apart. Oh, my butt is so comfortable. You know, you've got fairly big luggage on the back, which I'll show you in a moment. but it feels like it's a light bike to throw around. I wouldn't be putting into corners at any kind of pace because I don't know what the ground clearance is like. But I actually love this. Now interestingly, this has got the 2021 dash and screen. I don't know what the difference is, apart from the fact that I know it comes with the sat nav there. It's got like a Royal Enfield sat nav that connects to the Royal Enfield app, and that uses Google Maps to get you from A to B with as little trouble as possible, because we all love Google Maps. Now the screen, I've heard a lot mentioned about the screen causing a lot of buffeting around the helmet. As far as I'm concerned, it's actually quite quiet. I know I'm not going fast, I understand that, but there is no buffeting around my helmet. My helmet is comfortable and secure. The gear change on this is absolutely buttery smooth, and I mean buttery smooth. It's not even good, it's sublime. And I'm you know, this is a £4,500 bike. This bike is exactly what I want. It's something that isn't going to throw me down the road at over 120 miles an hour, get me checking my mirrors every 2 minutes for blue lights because I'm worried about losing my license. It's just something you can go out, ride, enjoy, get home in total comfort. And it's just effortless in every way. Obviously it's a baby adventure bike. It's something that you could do some miles on, and it'd be nice to know what sort of distance and range you get out of these. I'll have to do a bit of research and maybe put up at the bottom of the screen exactly what I found out from owners of these bikes. Now of course there's no blipper, there's no quick shifter, there's none of that rubbish that you really don't need, because if you understand how to ride a bike you don't need those things, especially on a bike that isn't designed to be pacey on track work, or, you know, have all those gadgets that take a quarter of a second off a lap time or whatever. The clutch is actually so light anyway, it's a pleasure to use. I just feel so comfortable. It feels upright. Took a little bit of getting used to with regards to the peg position, because obviously you're used to lifting your feet up and going somewhere at the back and realising that you're on the pillions pegs. But now that I've been on it a little while, it's it feels really comfortable as far as riding position goes. I'm not being forced forward into the tank like a lot of people say they do with these things. I think that was the design, the old seat design was causing that, but whether they've changed that for the 2021 model, I don't know. So this bike's about adventure. Ooh, look at that. And what you do on an adventure, you go places you don't know. So I'm going on a road and I've never been before. I'm not going to take this off-road, it's not my bike, and I don't want to cause any damage or dirty it up, because that wouldn't be fair. Another of my favourite channels, which is Saddlebag73, has just bought one of these, and I'm really enjoying watching the videos he does on it, and he just goes anywhere and everywhere, and I'm really jealous of the fact that he goes to these places that I couldn't dream of taking my bike down because it just wouldn't survive it. I think this is Bruton. Yeah, this is Bruton. And this is quite pretty. This is the sort of place that bikes like this should be riding through, not spoilt by loud, noisy big V-twins that when we're sat on them we think how cool we must sound, but in reality you've got everybody thinking what an absolute tosser. The brakes feel pretty good. Not exceptional, but more than adequate. It's a light bike, they don't need to have that much going on. And look, a tunnel, and I don't feel the need to rev bomb. How grown up am I? What I am going to say is, with regards to motocorsa down in Gillingham in Dorset, they have been absolutely superb. I mean, really helpful. Nothing's too much trouble for them. You know, I've been up front with them and said that yes, I do want to buy one of these, but it's not going to happen just yet. But I am going to buy one, and I do want to buy one. I want to buy a bike that I can take my other half on the back and just go out for the day, because there is no way would she ever sit on the back of the VTR. Okay, so before I take it back, let's have a quick look around the bike. It's actually a lot bigger than you think for something that is so low priced, such on the budget market. You'd think it'd be a smaller bike, but actually it's a really big, comfortable bike to ride. There's a lot of presence about it on the road, which makes it safer. You've got the discs front and back. I'm not going to go through the whole enchilada on what it's got fitted and what it hasn't got fitted, but this is the adventure pack that we talked about, which is the 2 panniers, metal panniers, and the frame that it fits on, the engine bars on the front, this, and I believe you can get a headlamp cover as well, a grille cover. They did say that they throw in the bar lever mounts covers as well, and obviously you can get the metal top box to fit it as an extra again. It's actually a bloody nice bike, and I'm really impressed. I can't think of any negatives, because it's what I'm looking for. If you're looking for a balls out track machine, it's not what you're going to enjoy, but actually from what I want, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Right, let's get her back to motocorsa. So that was my little road test of the Royal Enfield Himalayan. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. I've fallen a little bit in love with it, and I think that's going to be my my stablemate for the VTR later in the year or early part of next year. I would highly recommend motocorsa down in Gillingham in Dorset. And what's interesting is I've jumped on the VTR already, and within a few moments I'm already thinking about speed and cornering, and that's what I want to get away from. So look after yourself, stay safe, have fun, keep an open mind when you're looking for a new bike, and I will very much catch you on the flip side.